Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Dr. Carmen Bryant from the car to the living room chronicles. You ready? Here we go. So on my way home from work today, I started thinking. I said, I wonder if anybody else has ever experienced this. I know many of you guys have because I've heard the stories before. Have you ever, been with the narcissist and all of a sudden you have like a taste for certain type of food and you're like, I got a taste for this. Let's say you got a taste for steak or you got a taste for, you know, whatever, Grey Poupon, whatever. And you tell the narcissist, hey, I got a taste for this. Let's go out to eat and go get this. And they say, I'm not going to go out there and spend all this money. I can just make that at home. I know how to make it, and I make it better than the restaurants make it in the first place. And you start thinking, when did you start cooking? Or when did you know how to make this? And why can't we just go to a restaurant? But they insist. You know what? We're not going to go out. I'm going to make this. And mine tastes better than the restaurant anyway. So you decide to let them do it. And after they've prepared the meal and you taste it, you're not trying to be rude. You're trying to, I know you're upset at them, but you don't try to be rude. And you're like, you tried. This is okay, but I still prefer the one from a restaurant. Or it could have been horrible. You're like, oh, this is nasty, but you don't say it. You're like, oh, you know what? You probably have to try a little harder, or you might want to just leave that to the restaurant. But you're just trying to be honest without having to eat the food, So in return, they go from 0 to 1,000 in 1 to 2 seconds. They tell you how unappreciative you are, how selfish you are. I can't believe that you would say something like this. And you know what? You're spoiled and you get everything handed to you on a silver platter and you don't know good food when you taste it. And this food is good and everybody else likes it. Everybody else likes my cooking. Everybody else likes my steak. And you're thinking to yourself, when did you start cooking? But by the time you guys are done with this argument, because number one, they just didn't want to spend the money. You knew they couldn't make it, but they insisted. You let them do it. Now you feel like pooped because of the fact that you knew they couldn't cook, or it just does not taste good, or you knew they couldn't make it, but they made you feel guilty. Now you feel bad. Now you feel stupid because I should just went out to eat. I should have just said I wasn't even hungry. You're coming up with all sorts of reasons. And then at the end of the argument, you find yourself apologizing. You know what? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. And then it's all about how you said what you said. It's the fact that the food was nasty that it was all about how you said what you said. You could have said it different and you didn't have to try to hurt my feelings.